If it's your first time here, it is Bold TV, and this is a storytelling channel. I usually do a book review here, and in the last few weeks, I don't know why, but I've been putting in some recipe. It's like these days when I'm cooking something, I feel like I need to record so that I can share with you guys. Anyways, so the book on review that we've actually reviewed for a very long time is this book, and the title of the book is Things Your Domestic Workers Will Love to Tell You But They Will Not. So the question I'm going to ask, which I saw in some of the questions that I received, is what are those things? What are those things? Things your domestic workers will love to tell you but they will not. So why are they not telling you? Why are they not telling you these things? And in some of the videos actually here that I did regarding this same topic, or rather this same book, this book is actually a bestseller on Amazon. It's been bestseller for months, probably for over a year. And yeah, there are a lot of other books, but there's a lot of story in this one that is very interesting. Things your domestic workers. So domestic workers in different countries, they call them something else. Some of them you could hire regular nannies. Some people will have nannies, but they will also have domestic help, or they call them house help. Plus some other countries call them house girl or house boy. Yeah, so basically the book is about different stories from different domestic workers, and what they are trying to say, which I already told you guys in previous videos, is that, let me give you guys for example an example. Say for instance, it is husband and wife, perfect family, you and your kids, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, and you decided to hire a domestic help or maybe a nanny. And then within the course of the time that they are staying with you, most families are not perfect. Maybe all families are not perfect. And maybe things will start happening, right? Maybe a misunderstanding here and there. And it's very common, and I guess it's also just human nature. The mom of the house might start telling the house girl, oh, blah, 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 this is what is happening, this is what my son did, or this is what my daughter did, this is what my husband is doing. It's more like they want someone to talk to. But what these domestic workers are saying that, dude, don't tell us, we don't really care. We come to your house just to do our work, to get paid and go home. So whatever issues you are going through, please don't tell us. We don't want to hear, and we are not interested. Even though they will seem interested, they will actually listen. Some of them are actually give suggestion, opinion, but just know they are telling you that they don't care. And sometimes there are instances where issues of, some families go through separation. Sometimes it could be as serious as divorce. And it's very easy for the family to simply be telling things to the house help or the domestic worker, so that the domestic worker can sort of choose side, or maybe to go with team mama or team dad, right? But again, the domestic workers are saying, we do not care. So in the next video, I'm going to tell you guys a story, actually a few stories about domestic workers, based on this notion that don't tell us your stories, don't tell us what you're going through, we don't care, but we will listen. Is that this family were going through turbulence in their relationship, and the mom keep telling everything to the domestic worker when the dad is not home. And when the mom is not home, the dad goes and tells everything to the domestic worker, because basically they want the domestic worker to choose side. And of course, the domestic worker chose side in a sense that the domestic worker started to have an affair with the dad, right? And she continued to actually, instead of helping the situation, made the situation worse. And dad had to go separate ways with mom. And the house help ended up, marrying the guy. The house help became the stepmom to the children, and then the house mom or the house girl now will not allow the mom any visitation. Came up with all kind of stories and lies to lawyers. It was just a huge mess. So basically, in a nutshell, I think based on this book and based on what they are saying, if there are things your domestic workers will love to tell you but they will not, because they don't really want to tell you that, listen, don't tell us your stories. But at the same time, if you tell them in the far end of things going from bad to worse, this was the scenario that happened. The domestic worker chose side with the dad, and of course just made things more complicated, got into relationship with dad, and mom and dad went their separate ways. She took over the household, and she of course made things worse. And yeah, it's a long story, so I'm gonna tell you guys the full story in my next video. So just make sure you subscribe. And I also have another video that I made. I was cooking lentils, so I'm going to post that. All right. So anyways, this is a little bit of introduction, a little bit, I guess, why am I repeating myself? So it's just a little bit of introduction of what we are getting back to. We are back onto doing our book reviews, and I'm gonna come back with a story on the next video. And please subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.